Hey, so I thought for the end of the year it'd be a fun idea to make a tier list ranking all the different games I played this year. So to start us off, we have Among Us, small indie game. You guys probably haven't heard of it. It's kind of under the radar. It's a very simplistic game, fun with friends. I mean, it's alright. That's a B tier. Next up is Animal Crossing. Now, during quarantine, I think most people can probably relate to this. This was just kind of part of the lifestyle. You'd finish online school, then you'd get on Animal Crossing, or before online school, you'd play Animal Crossing. And that was just kind of my routine for a long time. The game, I don't think I've actually played it since start of the month. I think I played a bit during the winter event. It's fun. It's good. B+. Civ 6. I actually got this for free on Epic Games, and then I also got it on Switch because I wanted the transportability. This is just a fun game to pick up and play, honestly. And I know it's like a huge strategy thing, but I don't know, sometimes it's nice to just have a bit of a brain exercise and then play that for a little bit and then put it down and then get back later. It's fun with friends, but that also in B+. Crash Team Racing, Nitro Fuel. This is a remake of the PS1 game, and this is and similar to like the Trilogy remake they did. It's just better in every way. I was a fan of Mario Kart Wii as a kid, and that's still my favorite Mario Kart. But like the new ones, I just don't feel they are as much of a challenge as this one is. Which is fine. I mean, Mario Kart's obviously not supposed to be like a super hard driver or anything. I don't think Crash Racing is even that hard either, but offers a different unique challenge, like with the drifting mechanics where you press L and then you have to time it so you get an extra boost. It just seems to be a lot harder overall. There's also a story mode, which I've never seen in a racing game. I think it's in a few other racing games, but I thought that was really unique. And there's like 50 different unlockable characters. There is microtransactions, which honestly those don't really bother me in games because I have self-control. I think this is easily one of the most overlooked racing games. Won the 2019 award, but I don't think there was much competition there. I don't think many people are talking about this game, which is a shame because it's really good. Dead Rising 3. I co-opted this with one of my friends. That was really fun. It's not as good as Dead Rising 2. That's one of my other favorite games I'd played last year. Co-op in that game's awesome. But the problem with this game is that it goes for a more open world. Like the other two games, they're open world, but it's a lot smaller of an area. In this game, you have to drive a car everywhere and follow the highways. And since, the world is so much bigger now, they put so many more zombies, so it's a lot easier to level up. Before, it felt like the zombies were kind of necessary. In this one, they just kind of feel like filler. And saving survivors doesn't even give you that much experience, so there's not really much of a point in saving them unless you're a nice person. I mean, I'm a nice person. I saved all of them. But in the other games, you get rewarded more. Also, the electric hammer is just completely broken, so it kind of ruins the whole leveling up thing because you can just combo chain 100 zombies in a row without even trying. And you unlock it really early in the game as well. So we'll put that in the B tier. Devil May Cry 1. I got the HD collection Devil May Cry because I saw the funny cutscene. I'm like, that'll be funny. I like that. I like funny. I like having fun. So I played the first game. It was alright. I don't know, there's not really much to it. It was, gameplay was fun. It's actually kind of crazy because originally Devil May Cry was going to be Resident Evil 4, and those games are completely not alike at all. But I kind of like going back through stages, and chaining combos is fun. I didn't understand what was happening most of the time, but I enjoyed it. The final escape sequence was really fun. I think that's B-. Devil May Cry 2. This is the worst Devil May Cry game. It's not fun. I played the first half, I think I got halfway through the story and I just kind of gave up. They give you all the abilities at the beginning where you think that's kind of a good thing, but to me honestly it just kind of ruined wanting to experiment. I felt overwhelmed with how many tools I have where instead of slowly giving you those items like in Devil May Cry 1, they just kind of give it all to you at once. Yeah, this was just kind of a boring experience. I'll put that in the C tier. Devil May Cry 5. I made a video on this game. Oh, that video's alright. No, game's awesome. Play it, please. DLC looks cool. I didn't get it. A+. Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. Now, this is a game, and it's awesome. So Donkey Kong, the original games, they were made by Rare. Then Rare was bought by Microsoft. So Nintendo's like, well, what do we do with Donkey Kong? And you're like, here's some bongos. Let's just roll with it. And then they did. And Donkey Konga 1 and 2, those are fun. It's just for the concept of you're playing with a bongo. But Donkey Kong Jungle Beat is it's insane. You can, if you're a baby, you can use the normal controller, but if you're a real fan like me, you use the bongo. It's like a platforming action rhythm game. I've never seen anything like it. The boss fights are actually really fun, and honestly, I think the bongo controller, as silly as it sounds, it really adds to the gameplay. So I will give that a B+. Doom 2016. I'm probably gonna get hate for this, but I don't know. I don't think it's that good. I don't think it's bad. I'm kind of in the middle with it. I don't think there's much wrong with it. I don't know. It's like, I put it down. I never really feel compelled to get back up. Like, I'll put it down and be like, oh, okay, that was fun. I'm like, oh, I need to play Doom again. It's Doom. It's, it's fine. I like the violence. Violence is fun. Yeah, I'm sorry, Amiri. I don't know. Something about this just wasn't right for me. Put that B tier. Fall Guys. That was a thing that was a huge thing at the beginning of quarantine. With Twitch and all that jazz. I enjoy Fall Guys. I think it's cute. It's it's just a fun party game thing. It was on Steam. You guys probably all know what it is. It's not as underrated as Among Us is. Among Us should have won Game of the Year. Yeah, so Fall Guys, it's just a fun platforming game, multiplayer. Everyone says the online is dead. Honestly, no, I don't think the online is. There's plenty of people still playing, and they're still updating it. Plus, they added Ninja in the game, so if you ever want a reason to get it, now you can. Put that in the B- tier. Fire Emblem Three Houses. I'm not going to talk much about this because I actually want to make a video on it. Easily the best Nintendo Switch game, and that's including Breath of the Wild, Smash Bros, and Super Mario Odyssey. So S tier. Hades. I'm only 2 hours into it, so I can't really give too many details on it. I love the art style. I haven't really played any roguelites. I played Enter the Gungeon, and I wasn't a huge fan of that. I never really felt like I was progressing in the game. I always felt like I was being held back, and it just felt tough. It didn't necessarily feel fair. When Hades, it feels tough but fair. So this was a huge thing a few months back. Still is. Please get it. I bought this game originally because I saw the trailers. I'm like, oh, that kind of looks edgy. I don't really like that. Well, I only got it because I heard after The Last of Us 2 won the Best Game Studio, people are like, Supergiant makes their employees take 20 days off of work a year, and they encourage family time and all that. I'm like, you know what? Even if I'm not a huge fan of the game, I want to support this studio so they can do even greater things. Bonus, it's a good game. B tier. Hotline Miami 1 and 2. I was going to make a video on those games as well. They are super good. I actually got the Special Reserve Games Hotline Miami collection. I was very happy about that. So it was really fun replaying those games this year. Super violent, great music. Honestly, I know these are pretty renowned indie games, but I want more of you guys to play it. So if you see it on sale or you just see it in general, the gameplay I'm showing you right now looks interesting. Please check it out. You won't regret it. So we'll put Hotline Miami 1 in the A tier and Hotline Miami 2 in the A+ tier. Injustice 2. Fun fact about this game. So at the start of lockdown, I bought a few different games just to preoccupy my time. And so me and my brother, he's like, and I could get one game free. So I went to my brother and like, hey, you want any games for PlayStation? And he's like, yeah, can you get that superhero fighting game? I'm like, yeah, sure, that's cool. So I bought the basic version, and the fools that GameStop are, they accidentally gave me the premium edition. So I got all the DLC as well, which is only 8 characters. I'm not complaining. Gameplay-wise, I think it's super good. I haven't played the story mode because, fighting games aren't really known for their story mode, and I don't really care about the story mode. Animation is horrible. If you look at the cut, this doesn't look good. I don't like that. It's fun. He plays Leonardo versus Raiden, so I think it's a good game. Put that in the B tier. Mega Man X. Super fun game. I think everyone knows it's one of the best Super Nintendo games. Great music, and with one other exception on this list, I think it has the best soundtrack. Great graphics, great platforming. It's just all around, it's a perfect 10 out of 10 experience, except that spider. I hate that spider. Why'd you put that in the game? I can't stand him. I hate him. He is the worst. A+. Okami. This was a fun game. Everyone always not everyone talking about it because it didn't sell very well, but Okami is a very fun experience. I felt the general pacing is kind of slow, which is weird because I feel mixed on the pacing so once you clear the first story, when you defeat a roach, you go to the next town, and then there's another town after that. It's kind of like a Legend of Zelda, dungeon game thing, except I actually prefer this over Legend of Zelda. Actually, I've never been a Legend of Zelda game. Closest I've gotten was Breath of the Wild, and I don't know why I just stopped playing after the Final Divine Beast. I need to get on that. But Okami is, it's great. I like the art style. Pacing's a bit slow. It is a pretty long game, so if you're a bit wary of that. It's also incredibly easy. And I'm not just saying that because I'm genuinely not good at video games. I didn't die once during this game. There was never a fear of me dying, which I was okay with because then you don't really get stuck. You just keep trucking along. I'd put this as a B+. Paper Mario the Origami King. My experience before this game came out was I was really excited because Paper Mario Thousand Year Door is one of my favorite games. I know what I sound like by saying that, Don't make fun of me. No, but I was excited. Then I learned the combat was like the ring thing, which I thought was cool. Then they kind of overdid it with the coins in the trailers, and there wasn't companions. I'm like, I don't like that. No, don't be bad, please. Don't be color splash. Actually, it's really great. I recommend it. It looks great. Music is great. Gameplay is great. Actually, the boss fight is one of my new favorite bosses in any game. It's like 3 different phases, 3 different types of mechanics and gameplay. Has the most, spoiler warning, it has the most tragic death out of any game. If you look up reactions to it, it's very telling. Check it out. It's a fun, colorful adventure. I recommend. The writing is fantastic. That in the B+. Persona 5. Yeah, I like the game. I would think many people don't. This is probably one of the best soundtracks in any game. Beautiful graphics. I got Royale for Christmas. Next year, be ready for Persona 5 Royale on the tier list. Persona 5, super fun, likable characters. Even though they screw up Ryuji, that made me sad. Why'd you do this? He's my favorite. Why? I recommend it 10 out of 10. S tier. Puyo Puyo Tetris. I saw this, so I'm like, why would I buy that? It's just Tetris. And I realized, why wouldn't I buy it? It's Tetris. So I bought it. It's fun. My favorite mode is like the fusion mode, where it switches between Puyo Puyo mode and then Tetris. It's a fun, simple game for Switch. I recommend it. I got it for like 20? Yeah, 20 bucks. Check it out. Fun multiplayer. I tried online. Don't try online. It's horrible. It's not because the internet's bad or anything. The internet was bad. But these people have supercomputers just running the servers, and I can't win. I promise I'm good, guys. Don't make fun of me. B tier. Marvel Spider-Man. I actually beat this game last year, but I decided to 100% it this year. It's actually the first PlayStation game I ever platinumed. I know it's not an incredibly original thing to say, but a great game. Story is actually super good, which is something I didn't really expect, because most video games don't have all that great of stories, and I figured it was just going to adapt some comic or whatever, and spoiler warning again. Took a selfie in front of Aunt May's grave. That's the only good way to win. It was fun. One of the best PlayStation exclusives. I recommend it. Put that in the A+. Street Fighter 5. This game is super fun. Love the fighting. Character models. Most characters look good except for Ken. I don't know what they did. I don't know how you screw up that bad. That looks awful. I'm sorry. There's not even an excuse for that. The new characters are fun. I like Rashid a lot. My only problem is there's like no characters unless you buy the DLC. And the DLC, luckily for me, was only like I think 20 bucks. But that's what I paid for the game, so I basically had to buy another Street Fighter 5. I think the base roster was like 16, which is like the original game that came out on the SNES a long time ago. So there's not an excuse for that. I would put this probably in the B+ tier, but just because of the predatory, you have to buy the DLC to actually play the game mechanics, I have to put this in the C tier. Last of Us. I'm going to say something a bit controversial, but I don't think the story is all that great. I think it's fine. I really like the opening sequence, and the ending sequence is really good. And the in-betweens, it's good. But I don't think it's like this groundbreaking thing. I don't know, it felt pretty generic. I saw the one character dying. I saw the second I saw the kid and the other kid. I'm like, oh, okay, that kid's gonna die, and the brother's gonna get mad and probably kill himself. And that's not me trying to be like, oh, I'm so smart. It's like, no, it's just, I've seen a lot of movies, I've played a lot of games. I don't know, I see these things coming. It's just not it's kind of obvious. Acting is phenomenal. I don't think there's been better acting in any game. I think that's the reason why a lot of people like the story, just the acting is very good. Gameplay is honestly perfect. I love it. I like the scavenging for tool stuff. The clickers, I didn't like them. They creeped me out. That's obviously the point. But the stealth sections were super fun. My only other problem with the game was that the bloaters, their weakness, I assumed was their mouth, because that's like, I don't know, I just assumed. It happens when you assume, though, of course. Their weakness is their foot. Now, how was I supposed to know that? I only learned this because I was watching, like, Game Champ's video on Can You Beat The Last of Us Without Ammo, or something like that. I can link that in the description. It was actually a really fun video. I recommend it. But A+ overall. Uncharted Lost Legacy. Uncharted is one of my favorite game series. I love it. If you don't know what Uncharted is, it's basically just Indiana Jones, and you hunt treasures. It's a fun story, fun gameplay, awesome set pieces. Uncharted 2 is one of my favorite games of all time. I go back between... I actually also have an Uncharted 4 poster. So Uncharted Lost Legacy, I saw it. I'm like, oh, well, there's not Nathan Drake, but I like Chloe. She was pretty cool in the second and third game. And then Nadine, I don't know, I wasn't a huge fan of her from the fourth game. She was just kind of like a minor character. She was just kind of there. But I'm like, everyone was talking about how everyone was kind of suspicious of, oh, why Nadine and not, like, Cutter. And the characters really do grow on you. It's a short game. I think it was actually originally supposed to be DLC for Uncharted 4. No, but this game's awesome. It's short, but it's sweet. I recommend it, and I wish more people played it. Put that in the B+. Yakuza 0. Okay, this is probably the one I'm gonna get the most hate on for. And I haven't beat it. I got to the part where we meet the eye patch guy. I think his name is Gora. I did the stage with him. I thought that was funny. You know, with like he's like handing out the tissues. He's being all cool. But then there's a tutorial level, and it's like I just got through an hour of tutorials with Kiryu. I think that's his name. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. I'm sorry. But I got through all the tutorials with him. It's like, I don't want to do another hour of tutorials. So I stopped playing, which sucks because I didn't even get to the funny parts yet. You know, and the side missions are great. The ones that I played to like film a TV set, you know, help this kid find his video game. The combat is great. Skill trees are a little Like, I was kind of confused on them, but it makes sense later on. Maybe I'll pick this game back up and I'll enjoy it, but I'm not a huge fan of all the tutorials. They just kind of got on my nerves, I think, after playing for so long. Plus, a lot of the gameplay is you go somewhere, grab an item, go back, okay, here's a bunch of dialogue. I don't really care about the story, I just want to do the funny side mission. The first story mission where you're storming, like, that palace, that was awesome. I liked that a lot. But then it gets back to this kind of boring gameplay. I just wasn't a huge fan of that. Maybe I'll come around this game. Hopefully I will, because I really do want to like it, because everyone talks about how great it is, but unfortunately I have to put it in the B- tier. So those are all the games I played in 2020. Pretty good, well, not pretty good year overall. Hopefully you guys have a great year, well, great next year, because 2021 when I upload this. So hopefully you guys have a great next year.